Okay, question 3, we're solving the inequality and expressing an interval notation. So I always include a graph just so I can see what's happening. You can also graph it in Desmos. But step 1 is to solve each factor like it's an equal sign instead of an inequality. So I'm going to set each factor equal to 0 and then solve each one. So minus 4 divide by 5. X equals negative 4/5. Then add 5. Divide by 4. X equals 5/4. And these are my zeros. They're my x-intercepts. So 5/4 is a little bit past 1. Negative 4/5 is right there. And then remember, if the leading number's positive, so this would be positive 20x squared, that means the graph opens up and goes through those points. It's a parabola. All right, I actually did it right this time. Because our inequality has a line under it, that means that the graph is a solid line. And it also means we could have brackets in our interval. So let's look at our interval. Look at the function. It's greater than or equal to 0. So greater than means above the x-axis. So here's the x-axis. And we want to look above. So up here. So we have this line. Then it breaks. And then we have this line. Okay, so we're looking at 2 intervals because there's 2 separate lines. So the first one we want to go the most left it goes and the most right it goes. So left, it goes forever and ever out towards x equals negative infinity. And do you remember we always put parentheses whenever you have positive or negative infinity because it's not included. We don't know where it is. Okay, so negative infinity, and then the right value where it ends is negative 4/5. That's why we had to find that value. And then now we're going to look at the inequality. Because it has the line under it, that has a bracket, not a parenthesis. Okay, union. Now we look at this other line and we do the same thing. What's the most left value? What's the most right value? So left is where it picks up at 5/4, and it's a bracket because of the inequality sign. And then it would continue on out and out forever towards positive infinity. And that's a parenthesis because the infinity values are never included. So negative infinity to negative 4/5. Oops. Bracket. And now a union, because now we have a whole nother interval. Bracket 5/4 to infinity, comma. So notice my infinities always have a parenthesis, and then the other values depend on what inequality you're given.